Right now, somewhere in your kitchen, there is a bag of sugar. You barely notice it. It sits next to the coffee, the cereal, the ketchup. But for almost the entire time humans have existed, that bag would have been worth more than gold. You would have crossed a continent for it. You might have killed for it. Your brain still thinks you should. That craving didn't come from nowhere. It came from millions of years of near starvation, punctuated by rare, desperate bursts of sweetness. And the strange truth is this: the food on your plate tonight has almost nothing in common with what your ancestors actually ate. Not the amount, not the balance, not even the taste. You've probably heard the phrase paleo diet. Steak, eggs, maybe a fistful of berries. It sounds primal. It sounds accurate. It is almost completely wrong. Start with the sugar itself. Wild fruit, the kind your ancestors would have found hanging from a tree 2 million years ago, looked nothing like the fruit in your grocery store today. It was small, it was fibrous, it was often bitter, and it was sweet for maybe 6 weeks a year, if you were lucky enough to find a tree before the birds did. Anthropologist Catherine Milton spent decades studying the diets of wild primates in the forests of Central and South America. She found that fruit-eating monkeys spend enormous amounts of energy simply searching, hours of climbing, sniffing, testing. A payoff of a few mouthfuls of tart pulp. Nothing close to a candy bar, nothing close to a soda. So why does your brain still scream for sugar the moment you see it? Because scarcity built the wiring. When something sweet is rare, the smartest strategy your body can run is simple. Eat as much as you can, right now, while it's here. Store the extra as fat. You might not see sugar again for months. That circuit, the one that lights up in your brain the instant you taste something sweet, was never designed for a world where sugar is sitting in a bowl on your counter, unlimited, every single day. It was designed for scarcity. You are living in abundance. The wiring never got the memo. Now think about meat. Modern paleo diets treat meat like the centerpiece of ancient life. Sizzling mammoth steaks, constant protein. The truth is messier and far more interesting. Hunting large animals with stone-tipped spears was difficult. It was dangerous. It often failed. Anthropological studies of modern hunter-gatherer groups, like the Hadza of Tanzania, studied extensively by researchers including Frank Marlowe, show that successful big-game hunts might happen only a handful of times a month, sometimes less. When a hunt failed, and it failed often, the group didn't just go hungry for the day. They relied on something else entirely: roots, tubers, nuts, insects, and most of all, the tireless, unglamorous gathering done overwhelmingly by women, whose steady supply of plant foods kept the group alive between hunts. In many hunter-gatherer societies studied today, gathered plant foods provide more consistent daily calories than meat does. Meat was the celebration. Plants were survival. So picture it. Not a man dragging a fresh kill home every evening. A group, day after day, quietly digging up roots, cracking nuts, picking through undergrowth for anything edible. Meat arrived like a windfall, rare, valuable, shared immediately among everyone, because there was no way to preserve it, and no guarantee of the next kill. Here's where it gets stranger. Around 1 million years ago, maybe earlier, something changed everything about the human diet, and it wasn't a new food. It was fire. Primatologist Richard Wrangham has spent his career arguing that cooking, not meat, not tools, was the single biggest turning point in human evolution. His theory is called the cooking hypothesis, and the logic is brutally simple. Raw food takes enormous energy to digest. Cooked food breaks down starches and proteins before they even reach your stomach, handing your body far more usable calories for the same bite. That extra energy had to go somewhere. Wrangham argues it went to your brain. The human brain burns roughly 20% of your body's total energy, despite being a small fraction of your body weight. No other animal spends that much fuel on thinking. Cooking may be the reason there was ever enough energy available to build a brain that expensive in the first place. Think about what that means. The device you're using to understand this sentence right now may exist because your ancestors figured out how to make food easier to digest. Fire changed something else too. It changed the clock. Before fire, eating happened whenever food was found, scattered unevenly across the day. Once humans controlled fire, meals became something you gathered around, something shared, at a set time, in a fixed place. Some researchers argue this is where the very first version of the family dinner was born, hundreds of thousands of years before anyone had a table. Now here's the twist that should genuinely unsettle you. For nearly the entire span of human existence, meals were unpredictable. Some days brought a feast. Many more days brought almost nothing. Your body evolved inside that uncertainty. It learned to expect scarcity as the default, and treat abundance as the exception, something to seize and store while it lasted. That is not the world you live in anymore. You live in a world where sugar is not seasonal, it's constant, where meat is not a rare windfall, it's a menu option, available in unlimited portions, any hour of the day. Your environment changed almost overnight. In evolutionary terms, your biology did not get the update. Researcher Lauren Cordain, whose work helped popularize modern interest in ancestral eating patterns, has pointed out that the mismatch between what your body expects and what it actually receives may be at the root of many modern struggles with weight, energy, and cravings. Not because your body is broken, because it's still running code, written for a different world entirely. Every time you feel that pull towards something sweet, something fatty, something you know you should probably skip, you're not failing some kind of willpower test. You're hearing an ancient voice, one built over millions of years, still shouting the same message it always has. Eat it now. You don't know when the next one is coming. Except now, you always know when the next one is coming. It's in the fridge. It's 20 feet away. It's always there. Your ancestors didn't struggle with self-control around food the way you do, not because they were stronger, but because they rarely had the chance to. Scarcity did the discipline for them. You don't have that anymore. You have abundance, and a brain that has no idea what abundance even means. So the next time you reach for something sweet without even thinking about it, pause for 1 second. That instinct isn't modern. It isn't really even yours. Not entirely. It's a message passed down from a forest, from a fruit tree found once a year, from a body that learned, over unimaginable stretches of time, that this moment might not come again. It comes again constantly now. Somewhere in your kitchen, there is a bag of sugar. Your ancestors would have crossed a continent for it. You just have to walk to the counter.